Hi, once again, this is Brother Teacher. This is another video that's for informational reasons to help benefit you in your life to be able to navigate in situations where you have to deal with someone that is jealous of you. And I want to offer 6 reasons why someone may be jealous of you in the first place. And I'm going to refer to my cards so that I don't leave anything out, because I could actually sit here and just talk and talk and talk and talk about it, but I don't want to bore your patience too very long. So I'm just going to try and be as concise, right to the point as much as possible, so that we have a finish to this video in a very timely manner. So jealousy comes from someone who is insecure about themselves. That's the simplest answer. Insecurity is what causes jealousy. Now, we can say that insecurity comes from many things. I would venture to say that if you're jealous as an adult, you were jealous as a child. You're just simply an older version of that child in this particular instance. So, jealousy is when you feel like something should not be achieved by someone else that you haven't achieved, or that someone should not be in a particular station in life and it should be you instead, even though you may not necessarily have achieved those particular things or even qualified to have achieved some of those things. So here we go with the first one. What causes people to be jealous of you, or an indication or a sign that someone is jealous of you? False flattery. When someone sees that you are accomplishing something in life, or you let a friend or family member know that you plan on striking out on some particular venture that's positive, they pretend to be happy for you. And they say, well, that's good, girl. Oh, that's good, man. I'm proud of you, and so forth. But you can tell in their demeanor, their body language, that they really don't like the fact that you are about to elevate yourself in life. Real simple. That's number one. Number two, people will copy you. Things that you do that they admire in a quiet sort of way and don't really want to tell you, they will copy you. They, at a distance, if they see you wearing something nice in terms of clothing, uh, and they see people, let's say, commenting and giving you praise for the way you're dressing, they'll begin to do the same thing. They'll copy you. I used an example in a video a while back on a similar subject of jealousy, how I carried my money in my pocket a certain way. And one of my friends, who I have not known for many years, but he observed me, and he always used a debit card when he would come into my store. But I've noticed and have noticed over the past year or so that he does have a streak of jealousy as it relates to me. And now he carries his money the same exact way that I carry my money in my pocket. So that's a sign of someone copying you and being jealous of you. Okay, number three, if you have a friend or an associate or a family member, and you told them that you have a particular goal or a plight in life, something that you want to achieve, and they try to warn you that you're not going to do well at it, and you want to move on with it anyway, the first time you make a mistake, they want to remind you that they told you not to do that, or that it was not going to be a good idea. They magnify your mistake. That's number three. In other words, they're magnifying your mistake. Say, see, I told you that wasn't going to work. They're only doing it because they don't want you to do it anyway, because they know that you potentially have the ability to accomplish that thing. But what they don't know and or realize is that making mistakes is part of becoming successful. Okay? So they will magnify any small thing that doesn't go right in your endeavor to achieve a particular goal and say, you see, maybe you should quit doing that now. I told you it wasn't going to work. Avoid those people. Okay? I just want to throw that one in there. That was number 3. Number 4, they talk behind your back and they spread rumors. You know, it's funny how at first someone will give you this flattery, so-called, but it's actually false flattery, telling you that they are happy for you and that you're achieving this goal and so on and so forth. Let's say you meet someone that you care about, and let's say you are a man, as I am, and I meet a woman, and I have women friends around me. I say, well, I just met this girl, she's so special, and we have a lot in common and so forth. And the girl or the woman might say, well, you know what? I'm so happy for you. I'm proud of you. You all make a good couple. That's flattery, right? But when she's apart from me, she talks to her girlfriends talking about, you know, he picked up this old skank somewhere, and that relationship's not going to last. They talk behind your back. Now I use this hypothetical, you know, of me being the man and finding a love interest in a woman, but it happens both ways. It could be a woman who finds a love interest in a man, and then the man talks behind the back, or even her girlfriends that might be jealous of her. Okay, so those individuals, they talk behind your back and they spread rumors about you. Now, number 5, they try to copy you. I said something earlier about copying when I said my friend began to do things that he saw me do that he didn't do early on. Well, copying in this sense means that every achievement that you make in terms of, let's say, material gain, let's say I get a house, all of a sudden they have a house 6 months later. They're copying me because they want to have the same or similar status as me, to make them seem on an equal level as me, even though they may not be able to afford the house. It could even be a car, a brand new car. You know, I got a new car. I might not even mention it to them. They'll see me pull up in the car. They say, oh, I see you got a new car. I say, yes, it's this. It cost me this amount of money and so forth. I say, it's one of the newer models of this particular year and so forth. And it has all of these amenities. But I didn't offer that in the beginning. I only responded to their statement that you have a new car. But a week or 2 later, they're pulling up in their drive, or they're pulling up to my home or what have you, and say, well, see my new car? Something similar to what I have, or maybe even the same car, different year or whatever. They want to copy you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a car or a house. It can be clothing, as I said before. Or I just got a dog, you know, and they didn't have a pet before, but now they have a pet or a dog. So people who copy you. Now, number 6, when you achieve great, how should I say, when you arrive at certain plateaus and you're doing really, really well. Let's say you wanted to open that business that you talked about for years or even several months. I plan on opening a donut shop, or I plan on opening a gas station, or I plan on starting an online business, or I'm going to build whatever in my backyard, you know, a garage, a 2-car garage from the ground up, and I'm gonna put a basketball court in the back, or I'm going to move to this particular neighborhood, you know, because it fits me in the family, the size of the family now. Or one more, and this is close to home, I'm going to open that retail store in this particular neighborhood. And then they see the grand opening sign, you know, where it's coming and so forth, and then you start to get customers. Once you achieve major goals and or have accomplishments as it relates to your goals, they leave you. Your so-called friends leave you. Don't hear from them anymore. They don't call you anymore. They don't show up. They don't come around. This includes your family. And unfortunately, it's usually your family first. Your so-called friends and your family are about on the same level in terms of jealousy when you achieve something major in your life. And God forbid that you win the lottery. I hope not a lot of people out there are gamblers, but I'm just saying, if you win a lot of money on the lottery, and let's say your name is, and your image is on television and on the paper and so forth, so and so won $2 million and so forth. We know that there are those people who will come around you and expect a handout and so forth, but there are also those individuals that will stay away from you because they feel very, very much inferior to you now. They don't want to see you achieve anything in life. They don't want to see you step up to another level in life of excellence in bettering yourself and or your family. So they leave you. Even if they are your blood family, they won't call you. They won't come around. They distance themselves from you. And your so-called friends do the same. And jealousy, as the Bible says, the scripture says, is as cruel as the grave. It's a terrible thing. It is a character issue. It is a character flaw, a great character flaw. And it stems from a deep inner hatred for oneself, actually. You don't love yourself. And because you don't love yourself or love yourself properly or appropriately, you have a tendency to not want to see anyone else happy or achieve any happiness in their own lives. So what should one do when you know that there are people that are jealous of you and even extremely jealous of you? You stay reserved, remain kind and friendly, you stay humble, you stay focused, and you continue to move forward. We have to get to the point in our lives, ladies and gentlemen, where we don't allow people to stop us from achieving our goals. When you set your goals, they're your personal goals, they belong to you and no one else. Even though other people may benefit directly and even indirectly from those goals that you're achieving and that you have achieved, your family first and maybe someone else outside of your family. Don't allow them to cause you to be stagnated. Don't allow the pressures of them saying that you can't make it, you're not going to be able to do it, that's a bad idea, or even the fact that you know that they are talking about you behind your back, and all of the other things that are attributed to people who are jealous of you. Don't allow that to stop you from being focused. Stay on your path. You will achieve greatness. When you achieve greatness, don't let it change who you are. As I said in my conclusion on that card that I looked at to remind myself, stay humble, be friendly continually, be reserved, don't let them see you sweat. It hurts oftentimes to see people who are not there for your best interest. It bothers you, but don't allow it to bother you so much that you stop from attempting to achieve that which is in your heart, your passion. Because as I said, it truly does belong to you. And no one else has the right to take it away or discourage you from achieving it. Just because someone doesn't see their true potential, just because someone does not want to achieve those things that they have the potential to achieve, is no reason for you not to, when you do have the potential to achieve and you have already made up your mind to do so. That was it, and that was all. But before I conclude totally, Let me know if you know someone that fits the description of those people that I just mentioned. Someone who talks about you behind your back because they're jealous of you. Someone who pretends that they're for you, and when you fail, they talk about you. Someone who copies you and your accomplishments in an attempt to be equal to you or even greater than you. Let me know if you've experienced this yourself personally, or if you know someone who has gone through these similar things. This is Brother Teacher. Yahweh loves you, and I love you. Have a blessed day or evening.